Before we get into this Godzilla Media podcast, we want to tell you about the sponsors, the people that make this podcast possible, like our friends over at Johnstone Supply in Troy. Summer is here, and you can feel the heat already here in upstate New York. You can feel the days getting a little bit warmer and warmer, and maybe you want to spend some time inside. If you want to stay cool all summer long indoors, the place for you to call is Johnstone Supply in Troy. Ask the team at Johnstone Supply in Troy about their high-efficiency central AC systems and the ductless mini splits. Goodman, Fujitsu, Westinghouse, and all are in stock and at great prices for you. And you need someone to help install that new system? Johnstone Supply in Troy can help you with that too. Give our guy Tom a call. Kev, James, Bird, whoever you need to have you swing by. We love the crew at Johnstone Supply in Troy. Always sponsors from day one with us here on Godzilla Media. We love showing these guys some love. They can help you put in that AC unit and help find that cooler place for you and your family and your friends this summer. To stay cool all summer long, call Johnstone Supply in Troy at 518-272-5922. 518-272-5922, or visit them on 6th Avenue in Troy, or check them out at johnstonesupply.com. Stay cool this summer. Johnstone Supply in Troy. And we want to give love to our friends at Mohawk Honda in Glenville, New York. The team at Mohawk Honda can find exactly what you're looking for this summer across the lot. I know you've heard it. New vehicle thanks to Mohawk Honda. Now you can have that same type of bragging right for yourself just by checking out the staff there at Mohawk Honda in Glenville. They're going to search not just their lot, how about the entire Eastern Seaboard just for you? That's the commitment they have for you at Mohawk Honda. The real opportunity for you is right now this summer with 2023 vehicles on the way. Now's the time to sell your vehicle, trade in your vehicle. Think about this. Mohawk Honda buys your car. And in some cases, this summer, you might be able to sell your vehicle to Mohawk Honda for more than you originally paid for it. The supply chain is still facing challenges, which creates a selling opportunity for you. Wherever you're listening across upstate New York, it is worth the drive to make that cash and put it in your pocket, and Mohawk Honda wants to help you do it. As always, the team at Mohawk Honda wants to help you buy, sell, make that experience so easy for you. You know the names: Cam McKenna, Brian McKenna, Travis Landry. Shout out to him, the VIP man, Morales. Everybody can help you do exactly what you need. Find money and get a great ride for the summer road trips on the way. Shout out to Greg Johnson as well, always killing it over at Mohawk Honda. We appreciate his love as always. Mohawk Honda, Glenville, New York, Freeman's Bridge Road. They want to buy your car. And as always, Mohawk Honda always goes out of their way to please you. And SeatGeek.com. If you're looking to go to a summer concert anywhere across upstate New York, whether it be Syracuse, Albany, Utica, Herkimer, wherever you're looking across upstate New York, hell, if you're heading downstate to Madison Square Garden, you can use the promo code GOZ, G-O-Z. Promo code GOZ at SeatGeek.com. When you make a purchase over $50 for your tickets for concerts or games this upcoming summer, you get $20 off if you use the promo code GOZ. That's G-O-Z. GOZ at SeatGeek.com. Any ticket purchase over $50, $20 off. Use the promo code GOZ. Syracuse, Utica, I'm telling you. This is the spot. Of course, the Capital Region, MVP Arena, and more. Promo code GOZ at SeatGeek.com. And now, on to this week's episode of Goz On The Go. Let's start with the Golden State Warriors. 4 championships the past 8 seasons. This is a dynasty. There's no doubt. I cannot even believe the question came up whether or not the Golden State Warriors were a dynasty. Was it because there's too much separation between championships? Was it because the way in which the players of Kevin Durant were involved? This might be, of what, the next 10, 15, 20 years in sports, the best dynasty we get. Now, we'll get to the Stanley Cup a little bit later, especially with the Lightning and Avalanche battling as we speak. By the end of this, you'll find out what we thought of Game 4. So Tampa can go 3 straight. But how Golden State has done this, 4 championships in 8 seasons. Now we can continue to rack it and stack it up against past dynasties. But this championship felt a little different for Golden State, didn't it? Because they're a little mouthy, a little in your face, a little rub it in, I told you so, and look how good I am. Was Golden State more New York than ever before? Was the team from the West Coast, the team from the Silicon Valley, feeling like a New York team? I know the storyline's been there before of whether or not Klay Thompson will eventually become a Knick. Will Draymond Green move to a city like New York or LA to continue his podcast prowess in his post-basketball playing career? But this felt more New York. Sticking the chest down. Shoving it in the haters' faces. We told you so. This is how we did it. Keeping the receipts and doing it more. I don't hate it. If anything, it's starting the new era of I told you so, and I can talk back. I've got my own forums. I've got my own platforms. Look what we can do. Steph Curry and his family talking about no longer call him the greatest shooter of all time. Have him in the conversation as one of the great players of all time. With a resume that he has, there's no doubt he should be in that conversation. How many more can the Warriors do? Maybe more than we realize. With a continued focus on the three-point shot, a guy like Draymond Green down low. James Wiseman was hurt, basically. He's a top 2 pick in the draft. All of those things can still happen for Golden State in the future. So, is it a dynasty? Yes. Will we ever see a dynasty quite like that in the NBA again? That's hard for me to believe, especially with superstars continuing to bounce back and forth of what team they want to play for. In professional football, we may never have a Patriot-like run in the AFC title game so often. Hockey? And we'll find out about Tampa. Baseball's been so all over the place. The closer we really get to that Giant team that won 3 championships in 6 seasons. So enjoy the Warriors that changed basketball, that revolutionized basketball, and started a new thing, shoving it in the haters' faces and showing off how good they are when they win the championship. Let's stick with that theme and talk about this year's NBA draft. Now, I could go back and do the storylines we've done in the past of how we essentially hit on this LeVan Goz on Tuesday, how it looks like it might not be in the same world in 2022. And what I mean by that is that Shams, a.k.a. Shams, Woj, Mark Stein, others, Chris Broussard at Fox, they leaked the picks. They let it get out there. Who's going to take who? So when you're watching this on a traditional format, it doesn't feel right. It just doesn't work. Now, this year, there's 58 picks instead of 60 because the Bucks and Heat got picks deducted for tampering. It seems like that's not even a storyline. If teams don't want to take a flyer on a foreign player in the second round with those one-year team options, holding on to the rights and everything else, which the second round has turned into, that's it. This year's draft feels different for me, not because of the COVID post storyline. I'm talking about 2020 and 2021, both affected by COVID, that it really didn't feel like the NBA draft before. It's that college basketball and the prospects that come up. It's not the separation of age. It's that there's no player I'm kind of rooting for. Each year I've found a player to root for, from Zion Williamson from years past to Obi Toppin for the New York Knicks connection there, and Jalen Suggs when he got drafted. Easy players to root for who had really good careers. Like, fortunately, I vote for awards like the Tisdale and the Wooden, awards that get handed out in college basketball each season. So I get to watch those players progress. But now we've watched players go back to school. Gonzaga's got their big guy going back. Kentucky's got their big guy coming back. It's a long time since we've seen college basketball players actually want to go back to school. Now, NIL's helped that a lot, but guys are going back to school. Who's my favorite player in this year's draft? It's hard to say. Ivy's okay. Big man from Duke, Chero's good. He's fine. Buddy Boeheim's not going to get drafted from Syracuse. Keegan Murray's okay. Like, nobody's jumping out to me like, wow, you got to get this guy. He was awesome. He's so good. You can't. It's not like that anymore. So I'm going to be up till midnight playing the guessing. You can even watch the analysts now. Even like a Jay Billis doesn't sell it like he used to. Dalen Cuff, our guy, he was doing a mock draft. He kept messing up players' names, and nobody even corrected him, and he knew it. And he laughed it off. It's like, man, I don't even remember these guys being contributors. Here's what can sum up the NBA draft. The Los Angeles Lakers just worked out Sharif O'Neal, the son of Shaquille O'Neal, who averaged 3 points and 2 rebounds in his junior season. I know he's dealt with hard elements and things like that. A guy who was a junior, 3 points, 2 rebounds. Got to work out with the Lakers. Okay. So you're drafted on potential, maybe, might. Yeah. Now, who knows? Maybe it'd be kind of cool if the G League started promoting guys more. Maybe it needs to be figured out with an ESPN television contract or Netflix or Amazon or something like that. Maybe they're the future that can fix the NBA draft. But right now, it's not must-see television anymore. In a strange twist, the New York Yankee arbitration hearing for Aaron Judge was moved from Wednesday to Friday with no reason why. which is even more bizarre when you think about it. I'm sure even the best reporters are trying to figure out why and which Aaron Judge's arbitration was moved. For those who haven't been following the story, the New York Yankees slugger, the leader right now for the American League MVP, is sent for arbitration this week. What does that mean? Well, Aaron Judge has submitted that he should be paid $21 million, while the New York Yankees have submitted he should be paid $17 million. You'd think that'd be easy and just go in the middle for 19, right? Yeah, not that easy. Now, what does it mean emotionally for Aaron Judge going forward for his relationship with the New York Yankees? Let's take a step back and think about what it would mean for you. Whether you work in sports, you work in media, you work in sales, whatever your job might be, how would you be affected if your boss told you, hey, we are not going to pay you? Whatever you think you're worth, we're not going to pay it. Sorry, just not going to happen. But if you want, you can go to an arbitrator, and they'll tell you how much you're worth, and we're still going to try to undercut you, lowball you, and everything else. Now, look, Aaron Judge understands baseball as a business, just like other colleagues of him across the league. They've had to go to arbitration before. But Dellin Betances didn't work out well. I know it wasn't a Derek Jeter arbitration move, but that final contract didn't work out well. There have been times, of course, it's worked out well for the Yankees, like CeCe Sabathia getting bonuses, even though he was hitting players on the other team with pitches, and he got short of those bonuses. They still got paid. The emotion behind the scenes, the internal conversation Aaron Judge is having about the Yankees. Is he complaining to friends, family members, and more? Is this been the driving force behind Aaron Judge to have the best season for his Yankee career? All those are really fair and honest and open, candid questions we could ask amongst each other. And likely we'll never get the answer out of Aaron Judge until he hops on a podcast or signs with or not with the Yankees upcoming. There have been many of a mind to step over if you're a Yankee fan involving Judge. The Yankees are the hottest team in baseball, rightfully so. They should be praised and talked about how good they are. Dominating the AL East. Thought I was going to be done with the Aaron Judge. Does it not hurt Yankee fans, and is just a tired storyline involving the big guy 99? Well, we'll find out. I'm curious to see what happens on social media this week. I'm curious to see if anybody leaks something. That's what I'll be most intrigued about. How, if at all, we'll ever hear anything from Aaron Judge. Big matchup coming this weekend for the Albany Empire. They host the Columbus Lions, a matchup in the NAL between the 2021 championship game. Another heartbreaker for the Empire. Game-winning field goal. Albany loses on the road to Carolina. Now, Patroons fans in the Capital Region and Syracuse fans of the basketball tournament are wondering, like, can this be our spot? Can this be where we talk about the summer and everything? Here's what we need to talk about involving the NAL. And I don't want to continue to do this, but the product itself has been fine. Guys are getting to the end zone. Guys are showing off their personality. Indoor football. If you're just casually watching and you've got a competitive league and there aren't blowouts, and the good thing is that San Antonio's competitive again, it's good for the league. When you get to the final week to 2 weeks of the season and everybody's in it, that's great for the league. That's common sense. What's not great is that week after week, game after game, the officials have to be the storyline. And they don't have to be. They just have been. To the point where, look, I get it. I follow the Albany Empire. We hear from Albany Empire fans of what happens in between the games. Like any other fan base, they're going to complain about the broadcasters and the officials. But when the commissioner has to come out and apologize for officiating, ugh. When our guys from over at Inside the Walls podcast have to put up a disclaimer like, this isn't going to be good. That's it. Like, that's it. That's what's hurt the product more. Now, look, you go back on YouTube and see some of the game broadcasts are 3.5, 4 hours. That also stinks, and that's not good for the league. You don't want to promote 4-hour games. College football fans like myself are like, who cares, guys? If it's good, it's good. You're trying to market away from that. Everybody wants their game to be quicker, especially when you have a running clock. The fact that it can be a longer game is not what's appeasing to fans. For the game itself, look, you got to beat Columbus. Columbus is a team that's trying to find their footing in the standings as well. So Albany needs to get back to the playoffs. It's going to be shocking enough for some Albany Empire fans that the championship game is likely not going to be played at MVP Arena. It's shocking enough for Albany Empire fans. The possibility is out there that no playoff games could be played at MVP Arena. And one more time, it could be shocking enough for Albany Empire fans if they're not the favorite in the playoffs. It hasn't happened in the history of the franchise. Think about that for a second. 2018 top seed. Upset in the playoffs. 2019 champions top seed. 2021, you get it, top seed champion. These things haven't happened yet, where the team's not the favorite. Carolina beat them 3 times this season. The Cobras deserve to be called favorites in this league. Even though every game was super close, the plays back and forth, the focus is now on Columbus, and you hope somebody can beat Carolina in the playoffs, and you still get to host the MVP Arena as the site of the championship game. All that can still happen. Plays need to be made. Things need to be tightened up. I'll leave all that stuff for the coaches show. You can go back and listen to, and we got interviews coming up with Darius Prince, Dwayne Hollis, Coach Damon Ware, all on Goz On Media. So I'll leave that as a little treat for you to check out this week. Big game for the Empire. I'm very nervous for the Albany native Abraham Nova, who gets the chance, the opportunity. Hulu Theater, Madison Square Garden, which kind of confuses me. Is it the Hulu Theater? Is it Madison Square Garden? It's the Hulu Theater in Madison Square Garden? Okay, just very confusing. That Albany's native, and if you don't know Abraham Nova, go Google him, man. He's got the big blonde beard. That's right. Blonde beard. Let's just say how he looks is not what you would think would be on a blonde beard. He got knocked out, and it was nasty. Look, you had everything in your favor. Joe Tassitore from Schenectady on the call. New York fighter, fighting in New York, undefeated, never lost. This is supposed to be the fight. He gets a 2-time gold medalist in Ramirez. Hey, look, I get everybody may have not been watching it, locked in on a Saturday night, 10 o'clock, watching boxing in the summer. Get it? Well, what I feel nervous about is that it? Like, getting knocked down on national television in your home state and having a Hall of Famer like Andre Ward talk about how he would have not been prepared for that fight. He might have overlooked Ramirez. He knew he was bigger, stronger, faster, more physical, but he kind of, sort of was in the right spot. Will he get a title fight? It feels so similar to another fighter from upstate New York from a few years ago, and Turning Stone Casino fans may remember the Mongoose, Willie Monroe, who fought, wasn't as entertaining as Abraham Nova, and eventually got his title shot against Triple G at the Staples Center and got absolutely knocked the hell out. But he got a title chance. And a good fighter like Abraham Nova, who was on the right path, who was doing things correct, seemed to be on that right path. But how do you rebound? What do you do next? The redemption story. Get knocked out. It's a boxer. It's a fighter. The greats, the Hall of Famers have all been beaten. Does it change his career that he can no longer take a fight lightly or a fighter lightly? Will we see a different Abraham Nova? Will the capital region embrace one of their own more than ever before? Hell, upstate New York, where you start looking on ESPN and say, who the hell's this guy with that blonde beard and I cryo rocking on the shorts? I'm rooting for Abraham Nova. I would get to spend some time with Abraham Nova. I want to sit in one of those cryo chambers and learn more about Abraham Nova. Maybe we'll see more of him this upcoming fall and winter. Rooting for you. Bad knockout. He's the topic in this week's fight game. And we'll see if the pride of the capital region bounces back. But I'll tell you, getting clocked like that might change who you are, just not as a fighter, but as a person for the rest of your life. What the hell's going on in professional wrestling this summer? I felt like this summer was supposed to be one of the great summers, like SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, AEW with MJF and all. I've been hyping up this summer how great it was going to be and everything else. And holy hell, what the hell is going on? I got to do it one more time. Everybody's injured. Every single person is injured. Seems like it, doesn't it? Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns is taking part-time schedule now, even though they've combined the belts, and it got so bad so fast they had to bring back Brock Lesnar. So everybody's hurt on that end. Daniel Bryan just got hurt on the AEW end. Kenny Omega's nowhere to be found. The Rampage television rating, according to reports, is embarrassingly bad. It got that bad that fast. Take TV ratings for what they are on a Friday night. But man, oh man, and I feel bad about the whole situation that happened with these ratings in the summer, because the summer can be a great time in professional wrestling. It really can. I think back to the summer of Punk, actually that storyline wasn't great with the McMahon car blowing up, but they wanted a summer storyline, and then you wanted, oh yeah, like the Nexus. There's so many different things that could have happened this summer, but unfortunately it's not gonna. Now, what change is going to occur? Can SummerSlam recover? Oh, I didn't even mention my girl Rhea Ripley's injured. So she's not even out there either. AEW Blood and Guts is coming up. Oh my goodness, man. Now, look, by the way, Blood and Guts is going to be on June 29th. Well, hopefully that will turn out to be better. Okay. Fine. Decent in Detroit, Michigan. But I'm almost stumbling through my professional wrestling talk. We'll go back to the WWE. We'll get back to AEW there in a second. Because I don't even know what direction it's going to go in. So what do you do? They're really going to do Reigns versus Lesnar again at SummerSlam? My God. Like, I don't know how I have to explain this. The more and more you do that match, the more and more it's watered down. Fans have seen it from WrestleMania to everything else. Like, we've done the Reigns Lesnar thing. What are we doing? Walter's crushed as the Intercontinental Champion. Maybe he's going to be the new star. Now he's taking some weight off. He looks great. Maybe they continue to push Austin Theory. It's a bigger deal than I even realized when he's going to wrestle John Cena later this month. Maybe that'll be the match of the summer, and Cena's going to put over Austin Theory. Okay. Vince McMahon and the scandal and Stephanie McMahon taking over as CEO. Do you play that into the real life storyline of the WWE? Not with a board of directors and if Triple H is back. Ugh. It's turned into a gross summer for the WWE. All right, now let's put AEW. There you go. Get your logo on the screen now, AEW. So where's AEW going to go with this? So CM Punk, oh yeah, he's hurt too, who was the champion, but he's not the champion. My guy Greg, shout out one more time to him. I'm not going to go through that again. So what are we going to get now? Are we going to get William Regal's group and Moxley to stand out? Is Eddie Kingston, who, by the way, love the report that he wanted Tony Khan to buy the New York Knicks. Is he the standout of the summer? Wardlow, what about it? Huh? He had a great finish there taking out MJF. Maybe this is his time to shine where he can become the face and the talk of the next June, July, and August of professional wrestling. You know, I started talking and thinking about how much the summer was going to suck because of the stars that weren't there and the storylines that weren't there. But maybe that's the fun of this summer. That somebody in the WWE, male or female, and somebody in All Elite Wrestling now has the opportunity in front of them to step up, to make this summer about them, to break through, to become a new star. The opportunity is sitting right there. Who's going to grab the brass ring? Who's going to break out? Who's going to be the star? All right. I went from hating the summer to loving it, talking it out. All right. Maybe it won't be so bad. There has never been a Stanley Cup final that I've consumed more live, enjoyed more live. I'm talking via television, not actually at the games, than the 2022 Stanley Cup. And I'm trying to figure out what it is. Like, there's been New York teams in Stanley Cup finals before. The Rangers in 2014 were in it. Buffalo had the one against the Dallas Stars. Like, there have been New York connections to Stanley Cups before. But this one, constantly, I'm glued in. I can't get enough of it. So let's break it down, right? Like, if you've been watching the Stanley Cup with me, maybe you feel the same way with me. Let me know on social media. At Tom Goz, TOMGOZZ on Twitter, GOZ. At GozOnTheMedia.com. Have you felt the same way? Have you been more invested in this year's Stanley Cup than any other in your life? Now, let's go with the obvious answer that it flipped back to ESPN, and because of the scheduling this year, the Stanley Cup and the NBA Finals did not have as much crossover. Hockey's had standalone nights. It's been the Stanley Cup, and that's it. If you're a baseball fan, of course, you love baseball, but baseball is going to be here from July and August and have their own platform and have their own nights. The College World Series and baseball in Omaha is going on, but that seems to be sometimes too regional. The Stanley Cup has been great, so maybe that's the reason why I've enjoyed it more, because it's back on ESPN. I'm just, I don't know, easily influenced. It could be that it really mattered that much that I flipped it on and want to watch sports, but I don't really think that's the baseline true, honest answer. It's how good the product is. Things have changed in the NHL. We are getting more goal scores than ever before. Now, Wayne Gretzky fans would stop me quick and say, don't forget about the great one. Shout out to the great one, of course. But how many goals did we see out of guys like Austin Matthews, Cal Maker, and more? High-scoring games. The Avalanche and the Oilers had one of the most high-scoring games in NHL history in the playoffs just a few weeks ago. And now we get to the Stanley Cup and we get this. We get the Avalanche and the Lightning. We get high-scoring matchups. We get a blowout. We get another high-scoring matchup. We get an overtime thriller. We get back in. The action has been tremendous, and we've got the two best teams playing for the Cup. The storyline of a back-to-back-to-back potential dynasty in the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Colorado Avalanche, the best team from start to finish, and actually maybe finishing it off on a Friday night. I'm invested. Now, the other storyline for here, shout out to my buddy DJ, shout out to my sister-in-law Lydia, who are big Colorado Avalanche fans. So when you have friends who are rooting for a team and your phone, you might have just heard my phone blown up. It still is. I just had to take it off the table there. That they're excited about their team winning, that puts a little bit more into it for you. You have more of a rooting interest. You want to see your friends and family see their team succeed, as long as it's not going against your favorite team. I'm becoming a Colorado Avalanche fan because of the young prospects and things that the fans continue to do, like the All the Small Things song during the game. I hope this continues for me. I hope next year that I'm invested just like I am now with the hockey product. And if, look, Draymond Green said it at the end of the NBA Finals when people like Rick Bucher were excited about the Grizzlies-Warriors regular season, and Draymond's like, who the hell cares about the regular season? Who cares if they beat us? It all cares about the postseason. Like, maybe not the smartest business move. Maybe your bosses shouldn't say who gives a crap about the regular season. Call us in April. Yeah, that's not exactly best for the sport you're in. You give me hockey games like this where the seating matters, the action's this intense, the fans are into it game in and game out. I've loved this year's Stanley Cup. I wanted to go 7 games. Yeah, it'd be cool if Friday night they close it out in Colorado. If they go back for Game 6 in Tampa with a great crowd, but I want Game 7. I want one more because I don't want this series to end. It has been too good. Before we get into this week's weekend wagers, we're going to tell you about the people that make this show possible. You know all about Lily and David Fine Jewelers, located at Route 50, the Shoppes of Wilton is your spot. Lily and David Fine Jewelers. Stop in, say hello. My anniversary is today. My wonderful son's birthday is today when you're listening to this on June 23rd. Lily and David Fine Jewelers made that happen. Stopped in, bought the engagement ring, sweating profusely, not knowing what I'm doing. Guys, they're not going to judge you. If you need help buying your engagement ring, a spot is Lily and David Fine Jewelers. Alyssa is incredible. David has heard so many different stories and wants to make sure that moment for you goes as smooth as it can. That's the way I want to describe that, as smooth as it can. Because things might happen. Maybe your now wife, then girlfriend, was drinking a lot. And maybe, you know what? I don't have to get into the details of this. Lily and David Fine Jewelers is a spot for you. Route 50, the Shoppes of Wilton, family-owned and operated business. We hope you continue to support those partners that make this place possible. Check them out on Facebook as well. Always giving updates of things that are happening. Whether it's graduation season that's going on right now, you're getting ready for an anniversary, a wedding, whatever it might be, they've got what she's looking for. Earrings, necklaces, whatever fits her fashion. It's Lily and David Fine Jewelers, located at the Shoppes of Wilton, Route 50. When you stop in, tell me you heard about Goz's story right here from Goz On The Go. And our friend Jared Lozier at Northeastern Insurance. You continue to see gas prices go up. Your grocery bill's going up. That vacation you might have booked feels a little bit more expensive now, doesn't it? Oh, where can you save cash halfway through 2022? Your insurance policies, your car, your home, your small business, whatever you might need, Jared Lozier wants to help you save cash. All it takes is one text or one email, and you can save money. Simple and easy as that. His email, jaredl@nemail.com. jaredl@nemail.com. Or you can give him a call today, 518-956-3753. 518-956-3753. Jared Lozier at Northeastern Insurance wants to help you save cash this upcoming summer, spring, fall, winter, all the way through. It can happen when you just find out exactly the money you can save. We love Jared Lozier. Cannot wait to hang out with him Sunday, July 10th, Saratoga Lake Golf Club for the Wide World of Sports event. Shout out to our friends over at the Hideaway. Levac is threatening to hit Jared in the Man region. And if you want to see that and save money, it's Jared Lozier, Northeastern Insurance. One more time for the number, 518-956-3753. jaredl@nemail.com. All right, let's do some picks. And unfortunately, this is the final weekend wagers until we get to the fall. Until September, weekend wagers is going on hiatus. Boo, guys, I thought the podcast is going on hiatus. No. Podcast is not going on hiatus. I know I teased the last week about a Tuesday announcement. Can't do it. Bummed about it. If you listen to the coach's show, If you heard Levac and Goz, Levac had no problem leaking it. So go back and listen. So weekend wagers, because we're just not going to continue to do baseball games over and over and over again. It'll get boring. Let's be real. So weekend wagers will go on pause next week in this slot. We're just going to go over records of what's been successful, what hasn't been. We'll talk a little fantasy. We'll get a little fantasy nuggets here. So if you're a fantasy football fan, fantasy baseball fan, we'll do a little fantasy nuggets here. We'll change it from weekend wagers to fantasy nuggets in honor of Adam Shine. We close it out up until September for wagers with this Saturday. Mets, Blue Jays, Orioles. 3-team money line parlay to close it out until September. Baltimore gets Chicago. The White Sox on the road. Lance Lynn, a really good pitcher, but Baltimore's going to find ways to win. I'm going to go one more time with my O's. Come on, let's see it happen. The Blue Jays are treading water right now because of how good the AL East is. They need this. They got a good pitcher on the mound. I know Burns is so good for Milwaukee. It's a tough matchup, but I'll take the Jays, who are likely going to get an underdog in that game. You got to pick the New York Mets. I feel smarter and smarter every day that they were my preseason World Series selection. They got Bassett on the mound. Give me the Mets in that matchup coming up against the Marlins on Saturday. So one more time, Saturday. Mets, Orioles, Blue Jays, money line. All right, a little shorter version of Goz On The Go. Now we hit the summer weeks. Looking forward to talking to you again on Sunday from the Empire game. We'll talk again next week. Next week is July? Is that right? No, we got one more June show. All right, talk to you next week.